Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg here again with a kit review. This is one of the kits I got at Christmas and I thought I'd do a review. It's about time I did something. So it's a Trumpeter kit and it's a German 12.8cm, I wouldn't have a clue, Selbstfahrlafette, I don't know, L61, Sturer, Emil. Your guess is as good as mine. Can't even speak English in my German. The length of this kit is 277.2mm in length, and the width is 90mm, the height is 78.9, and there's 279 pieces. And it's a Trumpeter kit, obviously it's 1/35 scale, as you can see. Nice bit of artwork on the front. I do believe there's only a couple of these made. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong in the comment box, but I think I read somewhere that there's only a couple of these actually made. I don't know if I actually saw any action or was it just the chassis that was made. I'm not 100% sure. But as you can see, it's a nice bit of box art. Trumpeter kit, and on the side it's got it's quite a bit of a beastie. It's a starting at 1943, so I presume it must have seen some action. Obviously this product is not a toy and it's in all other languages. Nice little bit of colour, German grey. Lots of tracks on there been slapped on the front of it. Obviously a bit of extra protection. It's got a hell of a big gun on it by looking at it. So that's on that side. On the other side we still just have the usual sort of box work on the front. And on the other side we have a built kit. Well, this doesn't look too bad. It's a bit of an interior, obviously we've been an open assault gun or self-propelled gun, or whichever you want to call them. A few bits and pieces there, gives a bit of history about it. So let me just quickly read it and I'll see what it says and see how far I got wrong. Henschel was authorised to carry on the development of the VK3001 in September 1938, and he had made 4 chassis during this period from March 1941 to October. Among them, 2 were repacked into a heavy-duty anti-tank gun and attacked and wiped out the car at the beginning of the 19th. It's typical, yeah. Heavy-duty anti-tank and attacked and wiped out the car at the beginning of 1942. What car? Install anti-tank gun of the 120mm of the anti-aircraft guns refitted. This is gobbledygook now. Yeah, and the 128mm SFL/61 is used in the East Line fighting, so it did see some action. And one of them was captured in 1943. The photo of another was shown that there were 22 combat successes in it. But among the missing, that's it. But it's among the missing. Oh well. Make what you will of that. It's typical sort of Chinese, you know, mumblings. We got a little bit of thing out of there with the wasp, so they did see some action, so we're alright. Right, so let's have a look inside. A quick look, obviously, during the Christmas period, one thing and another, but not since then. So let's get into the box if we can. It's tight on this box. Let's get the bloody thing open. There we go. We're away now. Right. Well, as you can see, we've got a great deal of plastic in there, but there's enough. So I'll just put that to one side and we'll go through like I normally do, just as it comes out the box. And I'll just have a slurp of me tea. Ah, good cup of tea. Now we'll start with the rubber hole. Knife, not organised again as normal. Here we are. Right, so let's see what we've got in here. As you can see, it's quite a substantial assault gun, you know. It's quite nicely detailed. There's a bit of texture on there. Yeah, nice few rivets along there, which will do nice and make weather them really nicely. And on the front there, obviously there's things to attach some of the sides, but there's a little bit of texture, not a great deal. As you can just make it, maybe make it out slightly. I don't know if it's the plastic or is it the texture. But, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure we'll make some more of that. So must be the back hatch to get in the back. But, obviously you've got the view into what will be the gun carriage and everything inside there. But yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's like what John says, you know, you can make a kit look good. You know, if you do it correctly, and you know, paint it, and you know, just generally make sure you're you know, look after it. Take your time. There's no rush. And this is the lower hull. It's quite a substantial looking gun. Actually, the upper hull. There we go, nicely moulded. There's a few nice checker plate. You can see the checker plate. You can just see it now, right along the for the tank. Nice rivets again. Nice, I presume it's at a hatch or a view. Driver's view. There again, you know, nicely moulded. Not much detail, but you know, I like the checkerboard effect on the outside. And it says this kit was made in 2004. So you know, it's 14 years old. So it's not a new kit, but it's scary when you say it's 14 years ago since 2004. Blimey heck. Yeah, happy with that. That's quite nice. And then the lower part of the hull with the quite a nice bit of detail on there. Yeah, for the suspension arms. Obviously, you're not going to see much of that when the wheels and things are on and the tracks, but it's still there. The detail's still there. Very plain on the bottom. You know, a couple of, I don't know what they are. One of the sinkholes. I'm not too sure, or part of the thing. But again, nice rivet. Sorry, nice weld seams right along the bottom as well. You're not going to see most of them, but there's some on the front at the very top as well. You see them just. Yeah, quite nice that. It's quite a. Oh, it's going to be quite a big tank. Isn't a tank, is it, Mr. Riley? You know, it's going to be quite a large beast. So that's the main, you know, the main large parts out of the way. So I'm looking forward to building this. Like many other kits that I've got, I always look forward to building them, but it seems to go together quite well. You know, almost, and there's a burr on there just to be taken off as normal, and it seems to fit really well. Obviously this is taken out as well, so but yeah, nothing wrong with that little kit. Tracks. Well then, I have to say these are quite nice. In fact, they're very nice. There we are. Let's just pull back out. I think you can see them better. See, they're not bad at all, them. And on the inside, the guide horns, if you can see, the guide horns are being hollowed out as well, which is nice. Nice bit of detail. I think I'd definitely be using them. There's no, you know, there's quite nice detail on them. Quite nice. Let's just move the camera and the light to there, perhaps, and maybe get a better view. So they're quite nice, them. I haven't got to obviously the instruction to see how is it melted or is it super glued, and you see the guide horns, which is unusual to see that, but very nicely moulded. It's the usual sort of pins, you know, ferry through and then pin it. Yeah, they look quite nice. You're not going to see any join because of where these have got these doing. It's quite nice. Looking forward to putting them together and see what they look like on the actual finished vehicle. Right, we'll start with another sprue. This is the first sprue. We start off with sprue E. So it looks like it's got a bit of internal stuff, like you got the shells, shell rack with all the shells to go on there. I would say presumably these are the heads, obviously shell heads, and then there's all the cartridges that go in. And there's one completely made up. So there's quite a bit of few shells in there to be made up. So we've got 4 to make up, and we've got all these, obviously on the side there's a couple of crates which has got a nice bit of wood texture on there, which will probably come out nicely with a, when they're looked after and give a nice wash towards the end. But yeah, they're quite nice then. As you can see, nicely detailed. And I even got the straps. Very nice. And we've got a few little sort of bits and pieces, presumably. There's the racks for the, presumably for the inside internal part of the gun carriage. For the, looks like for the shelves to go into. There's a few little bits and pieces, and there's no injector marks that you can see apart from. Well, you're not going to. There isn't even actually out on the back either. You know, none on the back either. That's brilliant. Only ones I can see is them ones there. They're going to be, you're not going to see them because it's going to be faced that way. So, Trumpeter. I like that. It's a nice surprise. A nice bit of detail on the crate. It's just a blob. Next one. I think more detail over the gun carriage. I think this is a breech for the gun, which looks quite nicely detailed as well. Yeah, quite nice little parts in there as well. All nicely detailed. There we go. All part of the breech for the gun, and it's, you know, all nice. As you can see, there's nothing wrong with them at all. A few wheels, obviously, for the lower and higher of the gun and things like that, and other bits and pieces, but quite happy with that. And the detail is nice, especially on the you know, on them part, on the gun. I think it's probably part of the breech for the gun, but really nice detail. Little bits and pieces there towards it as well. And then we've got the main breech for the gun and the internal part of the gun. All quite nicely detailed. Don't flash. No stupid injection marks anywhere that there shouldn't be, apart from where you're not going to see them at the back. I say the only ones you're going to see are them ones at the back of the, you know, it's going to be hidden away. So nice again. I think this is going to build up into a nice impressive little kit. Well, barge kit I think, really. On the size of the hull. Right, next one, still part of the gun. Yeah, we're still doing the gun. This is more of the gun and more internal parts, I think. It's a 2-part barrel. You know, nicely detailed again. You know, that's not going to take any amount of effort to get the seam iron out of there. It's fairly straightforward. Nicely detailed again. There's a gun mantlet, the bits and pieces for the interior I presume. A couple of little guns there, are they guns? Yeah, must be for inside the hull as well. A couple of yeah, radio and whatever there as well. I presume it's like a little radio. Very nice. All these are, I presume all these are interior details, because there's not much on the outside of the tank. But look, even, yeah. Got the water bottles and machine gun, the ammo boxes and things like that for the actual figures. There must be some figures, I would think, or something maybe. If not, there's all the stuff for the figures. Nice again. Nicely moulded. Minimal cleanup on the gun, which is always one of the first things I put together and leave to set, and then plenty of time to sand it down. Right, there's 2 screws here. This is the running gear, there's no point getting both screws out. Yep, carry on the theme, nicely moulded. Nice little raised rivets and nuts and bolts. for the inside of the wheels, and we've got obviously parts for the interior wheels which aren't detailed really, but you're not going to see them on that side. There we go. On the inside of those you're not going to see them, but the return wheel and the sprocket's quite nice, isn't it? Quite nicely detailed, that. I like that. Yeah, nice return gate. It's nice plastic as well. So I do like Trumpeter kits. I've built a few, but not that many, but I have to say that I've never had a problem with any of their kits at all. All nicely moulded, all the injection marks again, where they're going to see, where you're not going to see them. Well, you know, you're not going to spend hours on end sanding things down that you're never going to see when you put it together. So let's pop that all away. Right, on to the next sprue, which is the last sprue. There isn't a great deal of plastic in the kit. This is sometimes nice if you just want a quick build. And then we have a lot of the main turret and the sort of external parts, boxes and grills, and this must be the floor for the inside the gun carriage. Yeah, some extractor vents by the looks of it, some boxes, bits and pieces like barrel clean rods, I presume they are. I don't know what that part is. That's part for the probably inside as well, for the gun to be mounted onto. Nice. And there's spare tracks. There's quite a bit of spare track by looking at the pictures to go on. Lovely moulded, and even though the guide horns again, yep, hollow guide horns. Let's see if there's any injection marks that I can see on them at all. A bit of flash there, just a touch of flash, but quick rub with a knife, that'll be gone. No injection marks. So that's the first bit of flash I've seen. You can't really call it flash, it's just like a, well, just a part of a track. Come off if I put my finger on it. There, yeah, it's gone. Quick clean up. Nothing wrong with that. Get that sorted out. Yeah, they're quite nicely moulded, and I like them tracks. I'm quite impressed with the kit so far. For about 19 quid off eBay, I think I paid. Didn't pay a lot. It was one of the things that I got. You know, somebody what I want for Christmas, and I can't remember my youngest or my oldest or whatever. So that'll do. I paid £19 for it. So I knew I was getting this one, but the rest I didn't, because she didn't know what to buy me. So, but yeah, quite nice little kit. One to be built in the future. And we have the Decals, which there isn't. Well, I'm saying that there's quite a few in here, but only small. But there's a few. Let's just take one side off. 2 seconds. Let's get underneath it. Can't get into them yet. There's not a great deal. Not much. In fact, they're very thin and flat. And no, the carrier film around the edges is non-existent. But they said there's nothing. A lot of white on there. Obviously, the few numbers at the bottom, a couple of crosses, and obviously the kill thing for the gun. There's a couple of little white. Can't make them out what they are. Obviously, maybe they're brigade or whatever they are. There's a lot of numbers on there. I don't know what they're for. If I could pronounce the name of the thing, it wouldn't be so bad. I don't know. Don't know. I'll have to look into it. But yeah, Decals. You say with armour, you don't usually get a lot with armour anyhow, but what there is, quite nice. I'll pop that back in there so we don't lose them. Let's go back in eventually. There we go. And then we come finally to the instructions, which are in a booklet form, which is nice. So I'll put that away. Another slurp of tea. Yeah, just the usual thing on the front. You know, do's and don'ts and what the symbols are, so glue and don't glue. You know, make a hole, cut, bend, all that kind of stuff. File, sand options and things like that. Decal application. And then we come to the most important part is the, we're in bonus land here, I didn't expect that. Obviously the sprue map. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sprues and the 3 large, you know, the upper hull, lower hull and the casing for the gun. So it's quite a simple kit, but this is quite nice. I know there's only the one option, but at least it's gives us a colour call out. So we've got third company, what does it say? Third company 521st Schwer Panzerjäger Abletung. And then at the bottom we have a third company 521st, I think it's just the same thing again, yeah, just the same one, just one view, and then the other side, yeah. Saying Mr. Goose, guns, paints, obviously will I use Tamiya more than anything else. But that's quite nice. Gives you where the decals are positioned, obviously the colours, or colour, you know, so it'll you know, German grey, what do you want to call it? It'll be quite nice to, I've never done one in, you know, completely in German grey yet, so it'll be different for me. And obviously we have to start on the instructions. So obviously we start on the lower hull, putting the suspension arms in and other bits and pieces, and then we got the transmission and the return for the return idle wheel as well at the back. This is doing the other side. One side is to do the right side, one side to do the left. The suspension, and then we're putting the wheels together, which are self-explanatory. And then it's saying track, can we do the track? Melt the pins, so it's a melty one, this one, so it won't take super glue, but it's no problem. Get that done fairly straightforward. If you don't want to get whatever you're using, screwdriver, little pin, you don't want to get it hot, too hot, because you'll melt the whole thing. It just needs enough so it melts the little pins that push through, just to, you know, to hold it together. So you don't have to be massively hot. It doesn't have to be glowing red, otherwise you'll just burn right through the track, and then you're buggered. Which happened to me a few times until I realised what I was doing wrong. And then obviously we're starting to attach the wheels. And then obviously the little return rollers on the top, the sprocket, the return wheel. So this is the installation of the right side, installation of the left side. There's quite a few wheels on there. As we all know with the Germans, they like their wheels. And then we supposedly put the track on, which I don't usually do. I don't even put the wheels on. I'll paint all them individually. And then we have, looks like the exhaust, yeah, positioned onto the rear, at the bottom there. And then we have starting on the main hull, on the upper hull, you know, a few of the jack boxes or something like that, wooden crates. Driver's hatch on the viewport. Both's got a viewport there and a viewport there. And then the pioneer tools, the wire cutters or axe or hammer or whatever it is. And it looks like a wrench, large wrench. And then we're looking at the interior of the tank, magazine assembly, which is quite nice. I'll just move it slightly over, you can see better probably. Yeah, we're just starting to, there we go. Then we start on with the magazines. Putting the shells into the shell cases and other bits and pieces, quite nicely detailed, obviously giving you the colours as you're going along. And then we sort of put these inside in the turret assembly, and making the shells, and it's giving you all the colour call outs for all the little pieces, like I said, the machine gun ammunition things, the stick grenades, the water bottle, and I don't know what that is. I can't quite make out what that is. I shall find out. It says steel anyhow. It could be, I don't know what they are. We'll find out. We shall find out. So you know, it's a simple build, straightforward build, nothing, you know, too difficult. And then we just carried on again with the interior again, all of the bits and pieces, all the little, there's that machine gun that's in, you know, inside, fasteners inside, D30, left magazine, left cartridge magazine, the bits and pieces, yeah, all interior stuff again. And then we start on the outside of the turret. That's the hatch at the back, a few more little bits and pieces of the internal, and then we've got this tracks on the outside, the gun mantlet itself, some other little bits and pieces again to lifting. I think these must be like the lifting eyes, I would presume, or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. And then we start off with the making of the barrel, the breech assembly, which is quite nice. It's fairly straightforward, nothing too difficult with that. Looks fairly straightforward. Yep, you can't see anything. Do not cement, so obviously it's to make it move up and down. I don't know if it has, excuse me, any traverse or not, and not 100% sure. I'm going to have to read about this. I'll look on that encyclopedia. It'll give me a bit of info on this. Really, I should have done that before we came over the kit. And more breech assembly again, and a couple of seats to be attached on the inside for the gun, obviously for the loader and the gunner. And then obviously that's put into that part there I said it was for the gun to be sat on too. Then the breech inside of that, and then the upper hull to the lower hull. Then we go back to the upper hull again for the installation of the decks underneath the platform. It's all fairly straightforward. It's quite nice, and obviously the rest of the Pioneer tool, the jack, the lights. And I'm just to make this the antenna stretcher sprue. Hopefully my guitar string should be here by then. It should have been here a week ago, but they still haven't arrived, which I'm annoyed about. But you can't have everything, so yeah, it's a very straightforward build. And then the last couple of steps is actually putting the main gun together. Like I say, I do is one of the first things to do is put this together, and I sand it down. I use, if I can get to it, let me just see if I can get one off the hook. You probably have showed you these before, but these are really nice to do, you know, because the bend, you can bend them like that. See how they bend, and you can shape along it. You can, you know, whichever way you're doing the barrel, you can shape the barrel. You know, once your barrel's on there, you can go right along that way. Oops, this needs to go back on there, but let's put it back. So it's fairly straightforward. Nice little bands. I've got a few of these. I think I got them from E-models when I was down to see Steve. But yeah, very, you know, I think they're about £14, but you get 1, 2, 3, you know, three of the things, all three different kinds of texture, the grits on the sander, and you get some spare ones as well. So yeah, worth getting. Recommend them, really do. Good for aircraft hull as well, because they bend to the shape. Whatever you're sanding, they'll bend to the shape. You know, they'll take a bit of, as you can see, they're quite pliable. And you can put a bit of force behind them, obviously not too much, but though I would worth investing in some of those if I was you. Come out really nice when you do that. Let's get back to the what we're here for. So you see the gun is put together, and then we have the lower hull being attached to the main gun. Then the upper hatch, sorry, the upper turret down to the lower hull, and then a couple of little bits and pieces. Looks like more plates on the back, yeah, and a little ladder for the hatch at the back, which is quite nice bit of detail. And I say we've seen the colour call out, I have to say, for 19 quid. Can't argue with that, nice little kit. I don't know when I'll get to build it, so I've got a busy period in front of me. I've got 2 buddy builds, and then we obviously have the railway build, and that's going to take some time to do, which I will get around to doing at some point. But I'm going to start doing the buddy build with the Tiger 1 with the full interior from Academy. Apparently it's not accurate, but it looks alright to me. Obviously the river counters will have a field day, but Sodom as far as I'm concerned. I build it for me, not for them. So I'll keep you posted with that as I go along. Probably do some update videos as I'm going along. I might even do a build review as we go going, do parts. Yeah, probably do something like that with that one, or definitely do with the big Leopold that I will be making. That's going to take some time to do and a lot of paint as well. Right, so I think that's about it really, chaps and chapesses. So once again, thank you very much for watching and taking the time out of your day, and I'd like to thank all my subscribers for sticking with me. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll speak soon. Goodbye.